Okay, welcome back. We are going to continue with Chapter 6, Blood for Flowers, by M.C. McNeil. That's me. So come with me now on a journey through time and space, and let's escape to somewhere where it's a little better place. Thera stood at attention as she and Queen Ethera were left alone in the now silent great hall. The oil lamps flickered a warm glowing light upon the queen as she sat at the long table, countless papers strewn about in front of her. The good, gracious old woman stared up at Thera with a look of confusion and disappointment as she spoke. Commander Thera, why must you feel the need to question me in the presence of my loyal subjects? I submit my apology for your approval. It was not my intention to give offense to you, great lady. I only wish to understand better the terms and conditions of our new alliance with the Spartans. Thera said, realizing she had, with her impudence, shown much disrespect to the Queen of Themyscira. The old blue-eyed woman, aged beyond her 60 years, sat behind the great table, pulling out the letter from the Spartans, and gave it to Thera so she could read for herself all the terms and conditions of the newly ratified peace treaty. Here, all your questions shall be answered. Thera read as a puzzled look came upon her face. We are to encamp outside the city? Yes, as not to cause offense to the married ladies of Sparta, to show them our respect and honor. But we are forbidden from taking married men. Thera sighed, not liking this certain detail of the new accord. Thera read more, and she said, I see. They do not have enough men for their army. Too many daughters have been born, and not enough sons. Thera pondered this, and her heart stirred a little more for the men of Sparta, and a little less for the men of Megara. Now, an opportunity like this is a lifetime in the making. Queen Ethera smiled, her old blue eyes lighting up, deep in her heart wishing she were still young and able-bodied enough to take advantage of this new prospect. She was well familiar with the legends of the fighting men of Sparta. This will be most sufficient for you to breed with one of these strong warriors. For I tell you, dearest Thera, the men from Sparta are legendary, strong, handsome, virile, the likes of which this world has never seen. The tales of their battles will live on for centuries. The queen smiled, a little twinkle in her eyes. Thera stood there, shoulders back, hands at her sides, as she thought for a moment about these brave men. She said nothing. Then the queen gave her a discerning look, saying, At ease, Commander. Come sit here at the table with me. A warm, glowing smile came to the old woman's face, making her golden crown seem to shine even brighter. Here, Thera took in a deep, relaxing breath, her body a little tense as she walked over and sat down in the empty chair next to the queen. Now tell me, Thera, are you still looking forward to your journey, even though the destination has changed? Even though those things have happened in the past? Thera felt a strange numbness come over her. She had a certain sense of foreboding, and the queen noticed this. Thera, she said, reaching over, taking the young commander's hand in hers. There is fear in my heart, and this fear in my heart is for you. What fear? Thera asked, a look of doubt flashing upon her face. I fear I have driven you from your desire to breed. The old woman sighed, shaking her head. You assumed command in my stead many years ago, and I fear your heart has been hardened on the field of battle, where you can show no compassion for men. Queen Ethera paused, and she let this information settle in Thera's mind. Dearest Thera, there's one thing that you must understand. In order for you to have passion for men, you first must have compassion for them. Now here Thera was quite offended by these words. My queen, Mother. She paused, taking in a deep breath, shaking her head, saying, rest assured, know this. If I were allowed to breed fully and openly by our society, I would ride from city to city every day of the breeding season, bedding as many strong, brave young men as I could. Why, I would even make a sport of it, seeing how many men I could bed in one day. I would do anything to better my chances of bringing forth as many daughters that Artemis would allow, as many that you require. Thera said this with a strange look upon her face, but her words settled any compunction in the queen. Her mother's heart was full of love for Thera, but her mind was uncertain about how her daughter would fare in the upcoming breeding season. As the last time she went out, oh, what a price to pay. Mother, what happened in Thrace was just a miscommunication, and I have written my apologies thousands of times over to King Sunder. I will go to Sparta to breed in service to you, O my queen. Here Thera stood with a deep, respectful bow. She brushed her long, soft red hair off her shoulders as she looked down at her worried mother, a few tears coming up into Thera's bright green eyes. She felt a pain in her heart as every time she saw her mother, she looked older and smaller than the strong, brave warrior she had been. Now, many years after her leg injury, the queen could no longer run or ride, and Thera felt more determined than ever to bring forth a daughter to make her mother smile like before. Mother, as Artemis as my witness, I shall this time next year bring you my Spartan daughter and lay her in your arms, and so you can kiss her cheek and stroke her hair. And she will be yours, and she will be Themyscira's. All will be well. Thera said with a little laugh as she bent down and embraced her frail old mother, kissing her on the cheek as she whispered something in the queen's ear, causing her to laugh a little. Now I must take my leave and rest, for on the morrow I must see to the journey of myself and our dear ladies. Another breeding season begins. We set off at dawn, and we are all longing to be on our way. Okay, so that's going to end chapter 6. Again, if you would like to follow any of my stories, this one especially, you can visit my YouTube channel, M.C.McNeel, on YouTube. We've got chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and chapter 6 proceeding on through Instagram. And I will also put this on Twitter and Facebook. YouTube, not too big on the YouTube anymore, but I'm here for you. So, I've been gone for a long time, but I'm back now, and I feel great. And I survived, and everything's great, and you're there, and I'm here. We'll do this again another time.